So if you are thinking about moving, Joe's got the unpacking event coming.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly correct. But it's more not, I do have moving company clients if you need to get moved.
Okay.
But no, this is more of achieving optimal mental performance. So we are unpacking the stuff that is in your head that you no longer need and no longer serves you.
Is that something like getting rid of the stinking thinking?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We don't go with the just think positive and the world becomes your oyster program, but we do walk you through a lot of visualization exercises and teach you how to get rid of that stuff. Like, is the voice in your head yours when things pop up, or is it your mother's still? Is it your dad still yelling?
Wait,
is it your wife?
You know where I was heading there. And obviously your wife
Right?
or mine, or neither one of them are listening.
Yes, that's true. That's why we could say this.
That's right, exactly. Jim Norton, wow. Jim's got it made here. Jim likes Austin Hope Ripple. I'm with you, man. 2017 Austin Hope, the best. So it's a wine.
Okay,
wine,
thank
Joe.
you. Now I'm catching back up yet. I'm like, 2017. It must not be a soda.
No, it was one of the great wines that Austin.
Is it
Hope
a screw cap?
With.
Yeah.
No, that's called a Stelvin closure. I mean, when you're talking about,
yes.
you can tell how much Joe drinks, right?
Yeah. Joe drinks iced tea.
Joe does iced tea. So you're gonna clean. How do you clean stuff out of my head? I mean, there's a lot of old garbage in there.
There is a lot of old garbage. There's stuff that is in your head that you didn't put there.
Right.
As you were growing up as a kid, you heard a lot of stuff. And so
my wife talks about that all the time, how there's all kinds of stuff in her head that she's still dealing with that she got from her mom.
Absolutely. And so what we've done, and this is Dr. Bill Janishak, and then my brother Frank Ingram and I got together and we said,
well, that sounds,
I don't know about,
I don't know Frank, but I do know Dr. Bill. And putting you and Dr. Bill in the same room has got to be a scary event.
Yeah, and that's why we have Frank to separate us and keep us on track. He walks around like throwing things at us to go, 5 minutes. I said you have 5 minutes. Why are you still talking? It's been 12. So, but when
that's kind of what Josh does to me right here.
Right.
Exactly.
Josh is a trooper. and so if you look at what we did was we sat down and said, how do we get to where you can clean out everything that's in there that you don't want to be there? And so that gives you that. So like example, you do hear your mother's voice when something happens, right? If you go drop something, you'll hear in your head, oh my God, idiot. Da, 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 da. That shouldn't ever happen. And so what we do is we teach you, like, for example, I'll ask you a question, Ron. Okay. What takes up more space in your computer right now? A movie file or a Word document?
Movie file.
Movie file. I'm going to tell you that almost everybody out here listening today still has a movie file playing on anything that has made them mad, made them sad, made them feel less than hopeful. There's a movie there. And so we teach you how to take the movie, convert it to a script so it takes up less space in your head and no longer has that emotional attachment to it. So we can't take away what happened to you. It's not go back in your mind and make it funny.
So why don't we just call this otter.ai?
We could probably do that. Yes, we could do that. But maybe Jasper. We could try that too as well. But no, what we do is we teach you how to remove the emotional sting that is attached to that so it no longer weighs on you. And then it frees up the mental space for you to actually take new stuff in that you want.
Can you give us a little preview? I mean, how do you do something? I mean, I can't even do that on my computer.
Correct. Yeah. So it's a lot of visualization exercises that we've perfected over the last 5 years of us.
I try not to visualize you and Dr. Bill.
Right. That's correct. Clothing is required in the event.
Okay.
So when you look at this, that we're going to walk you through an exercise on, for example, right now, if the phone rang, everybody that's listening, if your phone rang, there's somebody whose name pops up and that sucks all the energy out of your day just by seeing that person's name on your screen.
Spam potential.
Right? Yes. Right. And so, Mom, stop calling. Yes. So when you look at that, what happens is we are drained by the energy of that individual. We will teach you an exercise where you will legitimately cut the energetic cord with that person, allowing you to keep your energy. Like, some people out there had to have been like I was a while ago, which was I wake up in the morning, I'm still tired.
Absolutely.
Right. I wake up tired, and it truly feels throughout the day like my energy is not mine. I feel drained all the time. And then we stimulate ourselves with caffeine or other things to try to get our energy up to compensate for the energy that's being drained. And so we teach you how to legitimately cut this person out of your energy, not out of your life. You have to do that. And you should have done it a long time ago. But
I didn't know how to a long time ago.
Correct. But you could just I ghost them. That's the terminology today, right? I just cut them out and never go back. But these are people that you're going to interact with all the time. So, for example, one of my brother's best examples he gave me was you deal with people every day. So as you start engaging with them, there's an energetic transfer that goes on. Now, if I called you, Ron, earlier, and I said, hey, Ron, this is going blah, blah, blah. What do we do when we're done talking?
Say goodbye.
We say goodbye and we hang up.
Right.
We don't energetically hang up with people instinctually. And so it's like having the phone on the whole time. What happens to your battery?
Dies.
It dies. And so it's only
or my wife's case, she never hangs up the phone.
Right.
And then I get to just listen to whatever she's doing. And she does
as she puts it down on the table and goes, I can't believe I wasted time talking to him earlier.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what we do is we teach you how to get rid of the stuff that's already in your head that you don't want. We're going to help you how to energetically cut off other people so that you can retain your energy. Now, I cut off everyone. I'm a greedy son of a gun. My answer is I can reconnect with anybody I want to. But what I'm looking to do is get all of my energy back for me. So when it's time to be creative and do videos and come up with things that I have to do for my shows or for my trainings, I need all that energy back, right? If I have 50 people in a room that are listening to me, right, I'm energetically being drained by 50 people that are trying to get information from me, and I want to be able to cut that off when I'm done.
Interesting. We're going to continue our conversation with Joe Ingram when we come back. Continue our conversation. Joe Ingram is in the house.
Whoop-de-whoop.
We're talking about the unpacking event that is coming up on November 19th.
Yep.
And so, I'm gonna throw this question at you because I know you know some of these folks.
Right.
So, Justin Benton.
Yes.
He's got some great products.
Absolutely.
And I love, he's got a product that helps for pain. No, you can't use it on a spouse. But my wife does use it because it helps her back pain.
Right. More than she knows because you're also pouring it into her drink. Yeah.
And Dr. Bill actually is the one that introduced me to it for my plantar fasciitis.
Okay.
And it helped right away. But he also has a product for sleep, and I think it's supposed to give you more energy because you sleep better.
Yeah.
Do I end up throwing all those things away after I go to the unpacking event?
No, that's more of, so I'm looking more for a thought process where Justin is treating the body.
Oh, okay.
And so that's why Bill and I put together with body and mind are going to teach you how to clear out a lot of the stuff. There's several doctors out there that associate trauma that you've experienced or memories that you have repressed manifest itself somewhere in the body. And so, like, for example, if you didn't feel supported growing up, then you would typically have back pain. If you failed to support somebody else, you have back issues. And if you look at it, because the spine is what supports your body. And so the brain doesn't know anything because your brain thinks in pictures, sounds, and feelings and metaphors. So it will find the nearest body part metaphor to go and put that into.
It's always fun because you use the same tool that I do for broadcasting, and we do this for recording. So you end up getting people that make comments during the broadcasts. And if they're not succinct in what they say, you can twist people's words. So Dr. Bill says he's one of them. So I don't know if he's back pain or which pain he is, but I'm not sure what that means. Yes. And Marco says he's unpacking. I don't know what Marco's unpacking, but unpacking event. So we like all those.
Right, exactly. So for those that go, Joe, get to the point. November 19th, unpackingevent.com. If you go to the site, I'm still going to talk more about it because.
Is it unpacking event or the unpacking event?
No, unpackingevent.com.
Unpackingevent.com, and it's not a house.
Correct.
Okay.
But you can bring a bag if you want to just unpack it in the room. But we prefer to unpack your mind. So unpackingevent.com. The tickets are $10. It's here in Yorba Linda, down the street from where we're broadcasting now.
10 to 2.
10 to 2. We have taken everything over the years that we've learned and said, okay, forget about the potatoes, just put the steak in. And
I was going to say everything that you and Dr. Bill have learned can be disseminated
in 4 hours. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And that's why they call me part of the basement.
Right. So the event itself, it's a live event held in Yorba Linda, Dr. Bill's office. If you use the discount code RSR.
Okay, I think I understand that
one. That would be Ron Siegel Radio. Yes. So if you put in RSR, all caps, then your ticket is free. Because you know what? Our goal is literally to try to help people. That's what we want to do. So this is one course of an actual curriculum that we've put together. The first step is to unpack. If you came in and unpacked your head with all that stuff.
Okay, so being that's part of a course.
Yeah.
Am I going to get value if I go to this event without the course, or do I have to plan on the course?
It's an overall curriculum. This is one course in the curriculum. So, so what you have to do is you have to say, unpack it first. Then we will teach you how to pack the things you want readily accessible in your brain for you. So that'll be the second class. The third one is the Dr. Bill and my favorite, which is mastering the darkness. Right, getting to the dark side, right, and how to use it. And so when you look at that, it's about there's things that we think that we shouldn't, and then the answer is how do we channel that back into more positive energy and get.
I don't even want to go with things that you and Bill think that you shouldn't.
It's funny that for those you don't know that Ron's sitting outside the circle.
Yeah.
Right. Saying, look at those guys. Yeah, he's right there with us in the inner circle. Yeah. But no, we definitely, the goal is better optimal performance for your actual brain and to get you to do things. So,
well, that sounds to me like it's pretty interesting because if you're getting that better optimal performance, if I can I could probably become more valuable to myself and enjoy my life better if I get rid of some of that stinking thinking.
Absolutely. But like, for example, anybody listening, if I said, can you tell me a story right now that would make you angry because you were angry in the beginning? So you sat back and I said, tell me a story that made you mad, and you get mad again. That's the first signal that you have a movie playing in your head. Okay. Because it's already gone.
Replayed it.
It's gone and done. Why were you still feeling the things that happened back then? Okay. Because why? If your brain says, I will keep an emotion attached to an event until you learn the lesson from that event. Okay.
And I know some people that are, way up in years, and they never learn the lesson.
True. It's very. We have a lady who said, "Can I bring my kids here?" And I was like, "Yeah." Once I learned this, I taught my kids when they were in their teens to say, "What if you could release the negative emotions that are stuck in your head? What if you could no longer be controlled by the movies that keep playing in your head?"
Now I know why I don't like movies.
There you go.
Continuing our conversation, Joe Ingram is in the house. Joe comes and chats with us on a lot of different subjects. He's all over there. Tell me, what is it? Every Wednesday, I know you do a online event.
Yes, every Wednesday I do sales training for entrepreneurs, and that's the War Games group.
Okay, and so if I want to get into that training, it'd probably be better to go to the unpacking event first, and then start getting trained on what to put back in.
Absolutely. Right. Absolutely. So again, the unpacking event help unclutter your mind, right? The War Games is to teach you how to better your business, or if you're a only eat what you kill salesperson, it's better to find out from a lot of people what's the best way to do that. And so
we got a bunch of comments on here. Bill Janishek, Dr. Bill, imagine just helping people. Ron is above us all. Well, I'm glad you noticed that. I mean,
right, of course.
I think some things are said in jest. And Marco, perhaps people age or die earlier because of the luggage are carrying.
That they are carrying.
They're carrying.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So here I could live longer if I go and unpack.
I would say yes.
Okay.
Right? Now, but I'm not making any legal claims that
Or
it's going to
medical,
happen. Yeah, I'm sure not telling you that whatever your issue is there. But a lot of the stuff is our perception and how things go. Right?
It has to do with stress. I mean,
Absolutely.
when you look at, and I'm not a doctor, we're not giving medical advice, but you listen to so many diagnoses that you could get from the medical establishment, and one of the things they're always talking about is, are you under stress? Well, I'm alive, right? I mean, I'm looking at gas prices are over $5 a gallon. They were over $6, and
Yep.
you know, there's thousands. I saw this morning, I think, with 20,000 people, Facebook's going to lay off today, and Twitter laid off 3,000. And there's somebody you and I were talking about earlier that are Salesforce laying off people. So there's a lot of stress in this world.
Absolutely.
And just listening to people, I mean,
yeah. But think about the person who's sitting at home listening to the news channel all day, every day.
Boy,
right?
Get a life.
But think about what is in their head, right? Whenever you sit back and try to explain your views to somebody else, if it's conflicting, think about how many episodes of whatever it is they've been watching is sitting in their head that they need to clear out.
So let me ask you this then, Joe. Mm-hmm. If we're doing that, and we've got, what if we got the TV on, like right in the studio? I don't have it on, but when I'm in my home office, I've got the TV on in the background all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm working, but I just like the noise. I like something going on.
Right.
Is that getting into my head?
That's absolutely 100% getting into your head.
So I want to have I used to want the Disney Channel. Now I just need Sesame. Now I need Sesame Street or something.
Right. Get a green noise if you're ADHD generator. Just put on YouTube green noise as opposed to white noise. Okay. And play that in the background to stimulate you on that backside of what you're trying to do. So that you're just looking to occupy any distraction by placing a distraction in there.
Okay.
That's what the noise is supposed to be for. But that's your way of controlling your environment. The issue is that whatever is being played in the background, right, is being absorbed because your brain has to take it to try to understand, should I alert you about it? Okay. So if you put the news on playing in the background, if someone mentioned your name on that news channel, even though you're working, you will stop and you will go, did they just mention my name on the thing? And it could be Ron or it could be Siegel.
Okay.
Right. All of a sudden your brain would go, hey, psst, Ron, that's us. And then you would stop. So you are listening all the time. So there's times where you've walked out and said, you left the office here and you were like, you know what? I'm going to go jump on the freeway. And then that voice in your head goes, don't take the freeway. And then because you're like everyone else and crazy, right? You start arguing with yourself. You're like, no, it's going to be faster to get home if I jump on the freeway. And then you jump on the freeway and the whole freeway stopped. And that voice in your head goes, told you. Right? And
that's usually my wife.
Yes.
And I love her.
But it's her voice you hear. Yeah.
I shouldn't. I should throw in there that I'm also 35 years into a life sentence. So she and I have a great relationship. So
I know, Mindy, they do. Yes. So, but if you look at what happened was there was a traffic report that played in the noise that you have in the background. Your brain heard it. And then when you went to go, I'm going to go do this, your brain goes, don't. Right. And that's part of our sixth sense or our hunches is all of the information that comes into your head. You can't process it all. Your brain just grabs it.
Okay. So is that good or bad though, Joe? Because let me throw this scenario out. And I know I don't have a lot of time because Josh is probably getting ready to tell me to shut up. But in the morning, I'm on a conference call every morning, 5:30 a.m. California time.
Okay.
I have that. And it's a Zoom call. And I'm not always participating, but I listen. I've got the business channel on, and I'm usually kind of looking at emails. Can my brain process all those things at one time?
Not at all. So it can grasp the stuff. You can't consciously. You can only hold the one thing consciously.
Okay.
So you're looking at that, and you're trying to juggle the email you're reading. As soon as you start to read an email, then the noise goes away. And what your brain does is it filters out the other stuff from you consciously. Unconsciously, it's grabbing it all.
So by doing that half hour that those all three are going on, I'm actually pulling in an hour and a half's worth of data.
Yeah.
Subconsciously.
Yes. And so it's there. The answer is, do you know how to clear it? Right. So for example, there's times when you go use your internet browser,
Right.
right? Like me, I have 57 tabs open.
Right. I think I've only got about 47 right now.
Right. And so that's our brain most of the time. And then what happens is when you close the browser, what does it do? It clears the cache.
Okay.
And it takes all of that other stuff and goes. But no one ever taught us as human beings how to clear the cache so that we can run faster the next time or think faster as we go.
So great information. I mean, it's pretty amazing the stuff that you're going to share here. It is a 4-hour event.
Right.
It is free.
Free if you use RSR as the code.
Okay, so
otherwise it's $10.
Otherwise it's $10. Is there a limit to how many people you can have there?
Yeah, we right now are at a 50% capacity as I walked in today.
Okay. So make sure you get your tickets quickly.
Yes, and we do this ongoing. So if November 19th doesn't work for you at this one, as soon as the event's over, the same link, unpackingevent.com, gets pointed to the next event.
And will it benefit if somebody's already gone to it? Will they benefit by going twice?
Yes. So that's why Bill and I put this together with Frank, was because we had gone so many times.
Oh, okay.
So we had done the actual course before multiple times and said, ooh, hey, great. So we spent thousands of dollars to go learn this stuff. And then we came back and said, what's the 3 things that we could teach in the matter of a Saturday afternoon that will be the most impactful for somebody?
And then how many courses are there in total?
Right now, there's just 3 as part of our plan to go forward. And unpacking is the first. Unpacking, repacking, and then master the darkness. And you don't have to go on. A lot of people, like I said, we didn't even develop the second class until recently, but we've had over 100 graduates and we've got tons of recommendations and the stories of, oh my God, you have no idea what happened. That we've just been, like, my whole life has changed. That the way I look at things has changed. My relationships got better. There's all kinds of stuff that go on.
Now, is it interactive or is it just a listening event?
No, it's completely interactive. So we walk you through the exercises. We do the exercises.
So I don't like people to hear what I'm doing, or I don't want my wife to hear what I'm doing.
Yeah, we don't make you say anything out loud.
Okay.
We walk you through. We just do the check-in and say, are you at the same spot that we all are right now? And go through. So we'll go A, B, C, right? How many people are still in A? How many are in B? How many are in C? And we'll make sure that the whole group gets through. There's times that Bill or myself will take someone out who they themselves have a block and don't want to. But the biggest thing for anybody out there that's concerned, we don't make you relive anything.
Okay.
It's not. If you have trauma in your past, your brain knows it. You get triggered periodically. We're just going to let your brain know it, and we'll walk you through how to release that energy with it.
Unpackingevent.com. Unpackingevent.com. I know both gentlemen, I kid them a lot, but I have a lot of respect for both Joe and Bill. And if they're putting on an event like this, I think it's something you might want to really consider. I think I'm going to probably go to it if I can break away. Sorry, that might scare some people away. Unpackingevent.com.
Remember the comment. You're much prettier in person.
Okay.
Yes.
Unpackingevent.com. And again, use the code RSR, all caps, RSR. Get in for free. Unpackingevent.com.